All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, Bridget Kelly Band, #1 on a bunch of independent blues charts. I was watching the Bridget Facebook page yesterday, and they were gloating because they have the #1 album. Yeah, I mean, bare bones blues rock, great production. You can hear everything, you can feel everything. This is authentic blue collar music with style. Tim Fick playing guitar, he's just amazing. And Bridget as a singer is sultry, captivating, unique. These guys deserve the success they're getting. Of course, they're probably not selling millions of albums, but they're getting some radio airplay, and good for them because they are hardworking, great people. So I'm a big fan of hardworking, great people, and Bridget Kelly Band is just that. So congrats to them for their success on all the indie blues charts. Go listen to it. Winter's Coming. That's the name of their album. I forgot to mention it, which I think I did. Speaking of winter, during the winter months, typically people get sick, right? Well, Vince Neil is recovering, and the way this article is framed, like every article now, you know, the rock community, are they just the wimpiest people on the planet? You know, I get it. We hear about all these extravagant expenditures by the guitarist in the band Journey. His name is Neil Schon. He's come under scrutiny because supposedly he is breaking the American Express card. He didn't have access to it for a while. But now that he does, he's decided to run it up a bit, you know, $400,000 here, $30,000 there. I'm sure Vince Neil is probably maxed out a few credit cards in his lifetime. The company credit card, the rock star, here you go, just have fun credit card. Well, anyway, getting back to Vince Neil's medical condition, folks. Yeah, he's got a medical condition. He's recovering from you know what, the thing. Now, in the winter months when I was a kid, I think I would get sick at least once, maybe twice during the winter months. And sometimes it was bad. I mean, sore throat, coughing, all of it. And it was one of those deals where you stayed home. Mom made the chicken soup. And oftentimes she would buy me these horrible tasting lozenges called sucrets. Anyone remember sucrets? Ugh. I think the sucrets killed things, like they killed germs. You couldn't feel the back of your throat after a while, which I think was the whole point, because you had this cough and the sore throat, and the sucrets were there to kind of numb some of that and probably to kill any more intruders that might be trying to get in there. And they had a commercial on TV for sucrets. They would say, aspirin and sucrets. So aspirin, obviously, to reduce the fever. Sucrets to deal with the sore throat. Now, again, this isn't the same as an upper respiratory condition, Dave, and you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, I've had all of that stuff. And typically, it's kind of like self-service. You know, go to CVS and you stay away from the back of the store. You stick to the over-the-counter area, and you find the products that you need to deal with the symptoms that you have. But in today's media landscape, Vince Neil just survived the Hindenburg. Okay, he just barely got out of this alive. And look, you can judge for yourself the way the article is written. First sentence is, Motley Crue frontman Vince Neil says that he has recovered from his recent bout with the thing. On Sunday, the 61-year-old singer shared a photo of himself with longtime girlfriend, celebrity makeup artist, and beauty educator She's a beauty educator. Let me educate you about beauty. Isn't beauty beautiful? It is. It's spectacular. Thank you for letting me know about beauty. Rain Hannah. She's a celebrity makeup artist, and she's hanging out with Vince Neil. Shocker. Feeling better and ready to conquer the world thanks to Rain Hannah for getting me through this damn, they spelled damn D-A-M. Well, actually, that was probably Vince. A lot of these guys who are in the music business, I've noticed it's not shorthand. It's not like they're just typing shorthand. This is how they spell words. And there are a few other people, and I think I mentioned one of them already, who, when they write, either they're really lazy or they just don't know how to spell. So anyway, he's thanking Rain Hannah, which is just a great name, Rain Hannah. Yeah. Anyway, for getting him through this thing outbreak. Earlier this month, Neil canceled his solo appearance at Rockelsland Festival, unless they spelled that wrong. It's kind of a weird word. And that was supposed to happen in Key West. And you know what? At this time of year, you want to go to Key West. Why? Sunshine, baby. You should be hanging out there, and maybe your recovery time would be cut in half. Get outside. Get some fresh air. Oh, I know. Dave, that doesn't work anymore. It used to work up until like 2019, and then it just stopped working. Anyway, he said at the time, the disease was really kicking his hindquarters. Okay. Okay, so I just decided to look up what the word disease means here. An abnormal condition of a part, organ, or system of an organism resulting from various causes such as infection, inflammation, environmental factors, genetic defect, and characterized by an identifiable group of signs, symptoms, or both. A condition of tendency as of society, regarded as abnormal and harmful. Number 3 says lack of ease or trouble. Disease. Get it? Lack of ease. All right. So does this meet the definition of disease? Yes. But in our lexicon, did mom put you to bed when you were 12 years old and say, son, I'm hoping that you recover from this disease. This is an awful disease that you have. How did we get here? How did we get to where we are? Like where language has been changed or stolen completely. Scary words have put in there. The disease was really kicking my ass. That's what he says here. Really? Really, Neil? I remember being at one of those big corporations probably more than 10 years ago now. It's nice to think back, right? And realize that was not the funnest part of your life. But getting sick, and I had to still go to work because I was important. And I would be sneezing and coughing and hacking, and I had to talk all day. That was my job. I had to sell stuff. And you couldn't not talk. And yeah, there was a button you could press, like the microphone to turn it off kind of a thing. But I still went to work. And I took all of these medicines. And a couple of times I said, you know what, I've got to stay home. And I did. I stayed home for maybe a day or two. Like the worst part of it, I stayed home. And when I started to get a little bit better, I was back at it, and maybe not at 100%. Now, I get it for singing. You can't have, an upper respiratory problem or sore throat. Although, if you're using a voice track, all you gotta do is lip sync, Vince. I'm sure they could arrange something where Vince didn't have to sound like he was, using the helium balloons or sounding like a helium balloon. That was one description, by the way, during the tour last year, that it sounded like he was sucking on a helium balloon. I don't know, folks. It's just kind of tragic that this becomes a story like Vince Neil's courageous battle. He made it through thanks to Hannah Rain. Or is it Hannah? Yeah, it's Rain Hannah. Sorry, Rain Hannah. I think Hannah Rain sounds better, but I don't know. That's his girlfriend. And I'm wishing Vince good health in this new year and that he gets on the road with, what is it, Def Leppard? Def Leppard. Poor Def Leppard. I don't understand, but these bands have name ID, and that's all that really matters. And I do think Def Leppard has some gas in the tank still. All right. But for how much longer, I don't know. Motley Crue, even with John 5 in there, it's just kind of a spectacle. It's like going to see a bunch of rock celebrities take the stage, and you close your eyes and you attempt to relive 1988, and you really have to use your imagination at that point, because it's not going to sound like that at all. And my solution to this is either these bands need to stop, just stop, or start replacing people and make it sound like it used to. And then you're going to get all these complaints. Well, you can't replace Vince Neil. Well, they did it before. That's where they need to start. And in some cases, it's better if they just stop. Motley Crue has an okay catalog. Def Leppard has a very impressive catalog. I just think that sometimes you just outlive your usefulness. You just do when it comes to performing this music. I'm sure there's a tribute out there, a tribute band that can do this, and people can enjoy it and hear the music and close their eyes and think, hey, yeah, this is pretty good. This is kind of like I remember it 30 or 40 years ago. But, time isn't kind to anyone. And when you're a rock singer and you have to hit high notes and you're in your 60s now, it's just a tall order. It's a tough thing to do. Ask any musician who's even younger than that, and they'll probably tell you, yeah, it gets difficult even sooner than that. So yeah, best of luck, good health for Vince Neil, and I'm glad he defeated the disease. That's what I'm most happy about. And I'm sure, by the way, I'm sure Vince has been to CVS for all of their new products that they have there, which they tell you to get now every few months, because that's the only way. Forget about aspirin, Sucrets, forget about NyQuil when you got, great technology that's just ready to go. All right. Bridget Kelly Band, ready to go. They're in the van, driving around, playing gigs. This is a real rock band, folks. No auto-tune, real guitar playing. It just is a completely different world. And these guys are just great people. And it's not for everybody. If you're looking for polished sound, this isn't that. This is real blues rock, and it's courtesy of the band. It's an indie release from what I understand. I think there is a record label. Yeah, Alpha Sun Records. So check these guys out. You can listen to it on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple, the usual places. And you'll find me here on YouTube, right? That's the usual place. Thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Please watch the videos. Viewership is down, but I appreciate everybody who's signing up for both Patreon and also memberships, which is a really cool thing. So thank you so much, and I will see you soon.